Hi everyone, it's Carol from Carol Z Homes. I'm a real estate agent in the Toronto GTA area, helping buyers, sellers, and investors from all walks of life better understand the dynamic market that is real estate. If you have any questions, drop a comment below. My information is in the description box. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more weekly content on real estate and real estate related news. If you've ever searched Toronto real estate market, you'll find headlines stating two very different views. Some claiming that the Toronto real estate market is trending downwards. Others will claim that prices still have room to rise and interest rates are still at an all-time low. So what is happening with the real estate market and how do we make sense of the data? In this video, I'd like to teach you where to find reliable real estate information, how to interpret statistical data, and how to make sense of the news headlines. The goal here with these videos is to give you the tools to better understand the dynamic market that is real estate, and also to give you an idea of the type of attitude you have to embody when embarking on your real estate journey. So whether this is your first home purchase or your 100th home purchase, there is always something that you can pick up or learn, and we hope that you think of us when you're ready to talk about your real estate needs. For reliable real estate information in the GTA Toronto area, I recommend you taking a look at TREB's Market Watch report. TREB is a non-for-profit organization for real estate professionals, and they come up with quarterly reports for the real estate market. Now, how do we interpret the data presented in these reports? There are a couple of terms that we'll be discussing in this video, and we'll take a look at the rental market report that was just released on July 15th, 2021, for an example. So the first couple of intro paragraphs here says, it's clear that the demand for rental accommodation has substantially increased compared to last year when there was a temporary pandemic-related lull. And year over year, we're seeing that there is an increase in the amount of rental transactions, but it looks like on average, there is a decrease in rent price. Year over year is a popular method for comparing the performance of something from one year to the next. And in this instance, we're talking about Q2, which is the second quarter of 2021 compared to Q2, the second quarter of 2020. And to break down those jargons even further, second quarter refers to the months April, May, June. And if you think of the year as 12 months, you can divide those into 4 sections. That gives you 3 months in each section. So the second quarter would be April, May, June, first quarter being January, February, March. We also have some visuals here on the right of the first page. It says TREB MLS system apartment rentals. So in Q2 of 2021, there's been 14,920, a substantial difference, more than twice the amount of Q2 2020. Looking at the apartments, we see that for a 1-bedroom, there has been 8,979 leased properties in Q2 of 2021, whereas in Q2 of 2020, there has been only 4,160. So a substantial difference. That's more than double the amount since last year. And there is a decrease in the average rent. Last year, the average rent at the end of Q2 was $2,082. And at the end of the Q2 for 2021, we're looking at $1,887. We also see a similar pattern in townhomes. Let's take a look at 3-bedroom townhomes, as those are one of the more popular townhomes you'll see. And same again, we see the number of leased properties are up. So in 2021 Q2, 360 leased properties, and in 2020 Q2, 243. And as you can see, the average rent here has increased, so that is different from condos and apartments. Average rent is at $2,975 for Q2 of 2021, and for Q2 of 2020, it's $2,808. If you scroll into the second page, we see that TREB breaks down the regions and their respective numbers. So you can take a look at that. It gives you an idea of the total number of listings in the rental market and also the total number of leased properties in the rental market, right? On the last page, if you're following with me, is the sixth page. We see two bar graphs. The first one is the share of GTA apartments in rental, and this gives you a visual representation of the regions and the percentage of rentals that are in those regions. And by no surprise is Toronto coming up number one with 33.4%. But more interesting is the bar graph right below it, GTA condo apartment vacancy rate. So what is vacancy rate? Vacancy rate is just a percentage of rental markets that are vacant, not leased, and without a tenant. How we find the vacancy rate is by taking the total number of unoccupied rental units, dividing by the total number of rental units available in the market, and multiplying by 100 to give you a percentage. So with that in mind, we can take a look at the bar graph and better understand what these numbers mean. So 1.7% of all rental units in Toronto is going vacant, without a tenant, unoccupied. And depending on where you look, the normal vacant rate will change. So in Toronto, it could be anywhere from 2% to 4%. We've seen 5% earlier on in the year of 2021. At 1.7%, I would say that a lot of the units that were up for rent, available for rent, have been absorbed and taken over by a happy tenant. 1.7% is a good number to see for landlords and for investors as well. I myself am a real estate investor and have a stake in this market. So take your information and advice from people who have skin in the game. Talk the talk and walk the walk. So walk the walk, get your advice from people who have invested and learned from real estate, and take everything you read with a grain of salt, including information in this video. Go do your own research, and there's just so much to learn in real estate. So stay curious, and yeah. Now lastly, let's talk about news headlines and what to make of all of these opposing views. One day we see that real estate market is doing very well according to this one article, and another article citing these numbers, saying that we aren't doing that good because numbers are trending down. As you can see in these reports, the average price for rental markets have been sloping down, but the number of homes being rented has gone up. So we have to interpret the information and take these news headlines with a grain of salt. Let's take into fact that seasonality should be addressed in these news articles. Typically speaking, towards the middle of summer months, we see a lag in real estate transactions. Seasonality is something that I wish more articles would take into account. The busiest times in real estate market is spring. So come April, May, that's when you would see the bulk of real estate transactions, and then it tapers down towards the end of the summer, and it picks back up sometimes in fall. And that's all we have for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up, drop a comment if you're curious about more information on real estate, and subscribe for more videos on real estate and real estate related news. Hoping to connect with more of you guys. My information is in the description box below. Until next time.